Here are 5 free tools every beginner web designer should know. This will save you time, keep you organized, and give you a good idea of where to start if you're brand new to website designing. First tool is Figma. This is where I create all of my website mockups. It is how I send over all the websites to my clients to get feedback from them. And overall, it lets me create not only a low fidelity wireframe, but a high fidelity wireframe, making it so much easier to take everything I created and go develop it to make it a functional website. I always get the question, why do I design before developing? This is because it saves you so much time and it gives you that collaborative experience with your clients. If your clients decided they wanted to change, let's say, all the colors or all the fonts or even photos here and there on a fully built out website, you're gonna be pulling your hair out because that's gonna take twice as long than if you just were inside of the Figma, replace those images, change those colors, and then once the design is approved, I actually have my clients sign off on it so I can get straight into development mode and not have to worry about going back and forth when the pages are fully built. Figma does offer a free plan, which is why I'm mentioning it today. However, with all these tools I'm mentioning, if you're gonna be using it in your business a lot and consistently, it is worth the investment, and keep in mind these can be considered a write-off if they are being used for business. So for me, I've invested in most of the platforms I'm going to be talking about today, but I started off by using them within the free plan. So Figma has a free starter plan, and you basically get to work with unlimited drafts on your Figma account. So if you're doing it for your own internal work or you want to practice, you can do this freely for unlimited amount of projects. We are also able to collaborate in a team environment. So if you are going to be sending this to clients, within the free plan, you can have 3 active projects. Not only can you have 3 active design files, but you can also have 3 active FigJam files, which if you're in my Patreon, you guys know I love FigJam. It is such an amazing way to just brain dump, mood board, and I use it a lot for brand design. I know we're not talking about branding today, but FigJam is so amazing for that. In the free plan on Figma, each file in a team can have up to 3 pages. So there is some limitations, but if Figma is something you want to test out and see if you even like it, definitely start with the starter plan. Okay, now the second tool I want to mention is if Figma is not really the tool you want to go for, maybe you want to practice on something else, Mock Plus is another great platform for beginner web designers. So Figma, I would say, is best for the UI UX designing. If you really want to get into website design, I probably would go for Figma. However, the second tool I want to mention today is Mock Plus. It's another really great web designing prototyping tool, and they do offer a free plan as well. So Mock Plus, like I said, it's a prototyping and collaboration tool, and it allows you to build interactive prototypes without doing any deep design work. So if you want to be the web designer that's really just giving your clients the flow of the website, the wireframe of the website, and then you go design and build it, that's another process you can take, and Mock Plus would be a really great option for that. A lot of people like Mock Plus because of the drag and drop interface, all of the UI components that are already made for you. So this is really great for any beginner web designers that kind of just want to get their feet wet in the website prototyping world. Mock Plus also lets you basically simulate what a website would look like with the buttons, the flows, and it's a little bit more interactive. So Mock Plus is really great for the designers who want to show how the website will work, more so than how it will look. So you can still play around with the design on Mock Plus, but I would say it has a little bit less flexibility than Figma does. However, with the Mock Plus free plan, you get 3 active prototypes and you get 10 pages per prototype, which is a little bit better than the Figma free plan. You also get access to the shared assets library, UI component libraries that are built in, and you can have your revision history in there for 7 days. So if something gets messed up, you can easily revert it back. You also get that real-time collaboration feel, which is one of the main reasons I absolutely love Figma, is that I can see the comments being dropped on the design file as I'm designing. So it just allows the project to be completed faster, but it also allows my clients to give me their feedback in a easier manner, because Trust me, you don't want to be sitting there going through email thread after email thread trying to find an edit that was mentioned weeks ago. I've dealt with that before and it just gets really chaotic. Scope creep happens. You end up working on the website for way longer than you planned. So having all the comments and feedback on the design in one place keeps things very, very easy and simple to follow. The next free website tool that I want to mention for any beginner website designer is Google Fonts. Google Fonts are where I find most of my client fonts for their websites. I also will sometimes pay for fonts on Creative Market, or sometimes we'll just find some free fonts on other websites. But if you are really focusing on like how to keep costs down as a beginner web designer, then I would definitely look into Google Fonts. They have some really great font combinations. You get full access to the font library, which is super, super helpful as a web designer, because when you go to add custom fonts on your website, you're gonna need to have the TTF file, OTF file, WOFF file, all the different file types. And with Google Fonts, you get access to that entire library. Another reason I really love Google Fonts for website designs is because if I open up the website on a different browser like Safari, or I don't know if anyone uses Firefox anymore, but if you open up your website on any of those browsers, the fonts typically load properly. I don't know, Google Fonts, it just always works like magic for me. So I had to mention that today, because if you are brand new and you're not really sure how to handle the font side of things, I would lean heavily on Google Fonts. The next free tool I want to mention is how I send my designs over to my clients to really give my clients a great experience when working with me. And what I typically do is I do a full screen recording of everything I created on the mock-up as well as the fully built out website. I feel like giving them that really personalized experience of like, here's my design thoughts on this, and this is why I was thinking of putting the color here, and setting that walkthrough, just it creates a great experience overall, but it also allows you to share your expertise and share why you are doing and making certain decisions. So for me, I typically use Loom to create these screen recording videos. I do pay for Loom now because it's what I use for my Patreon videos. It's what I use for a lot of my video recording. However, they have a free plan, and the free plan does give you up to 5 minutes of recording on each video. So you could create like a mini version of the walkthrough of your design. You could just try to keep it a little bit shorter. And with the free plan on Loom, you can have up to 25 videos before you need to upgrade. But if you're brand new and you're starting, 25 is kind of a lot. Plus, you can delete the videos once the project is done and save some room, so there's a lot of workarounds to stay within the free plan. But Loom is such a great tool for recording just a specific tab or sharing specific things that are on your screen, so I really like Loom. I've tried a lot of screen recordings, and Loom is one that I've really stuck with because I just love the ease of use. I can have the app on my computer, click on that app, the little bubble with my video pops up, it knows my microphone, everything is just seamless and easy. And when I'm in a busy work day, the last thing I want to have to do is like figure out how to open it up, make sure it's recording the right screen. Loom gets it right every time, so I've really been enjoying it. However, I wanted to mention a couple other screen recordings just as a little bonus that I've used before that I really did like, and they do have a free plan as well. The first one is Vidyard. They have a really great screen recording tool as well that you can actually have on your Google extensions, so it makes it easy to record specific things. They also have a really great like embed feature if you want to like email over the video and you want that thumbnail to be there so your clients don't miss the recording that you created, because I've had that happen before too. You can have that embedded in the email just to make sure that they watch that first and they see everything you created. With Vidyard, you can actually record up to 30 minutes and you get 5 videos per month, which is not bad, especially if you are just starting out and you only have like a few clients. You can really make that stretch pretty far. ScreenPal is one that I haven't used, but when I was doing a little bit of research for this video, that one kept popping up and it looks like a really interesting tool. You actually can record up to 15 minutes and you get unlimited recordings in the free plan. The only limitations with ScreenPal is you can't record any system audio, and it does cap you out at 15 minutes in the free plan. Some of the more like editing features aren't involved, but for the basics of just walking your clients through what you created, I think it's a really, really great option. So I would say Loom, Vidyard, ScreenPal, those are going to be your best friends for sending the designs over to your clients, to explain your design choices, and to make sure your clients really know what they're looking at. The next tool I want to mention is the tools for stock photography. Stock photography gets a bad rap, I feel, for being super cheesy, just like AI generated photos now that are on the stock photography websites. There's a lot of photography out there that probably I would not recommend using on a website. However, there's a few websites I typically go to for really beautiful stock photos that don't look crazy cheesy. And the first one is Pexels. I'm sure you guys have heard about this. Pexels, Unsplash, and a newer one that I really like is called Kaboom Pics. I feel like they have some really unique ones that I don't see a whole lot everywhere. The only problem with Pexels and Unsplash is I feel like it's a little bit overused. Some of the images, especially like laptop images or working images, I feel like I've seen more than once. So you want to make sure that the photos you're using look unique and actually look correct for the goals of the website and that it is targeting the right audience. So those websites, typically I'm able to find really like niche specific photos, and those are typically where I go, especially if my client is like getting their photos taken and they don't have them yet, but we still want to create the website and get at least something up there for them. Then these are some great placeholder photos to use in the meantime. But yeah, those three websites are typically my go-tos for any sort of stock photos, or like I said, any sort of like niche specific photography that I'm looking for. Right now, I'm running a bunch of design challenges and sprints inside of my Patreon that gives you guys a chance to practice not only your branding skills, your website skills, and so much more. But at the start of every month, I share a new design challenge, and this month's challenge has to do with website designing. So leaning on those stock websites to create those passion projects and also just to practice is so ideal. And these are the websites that typically don't scream stock photo. These are tools that help my process run smoothly. It helps me create beautiful and very well functioning websites, and I really do enjoy these tools. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, I'd appreciate it so much if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more website design tips, branding tips, anything you want to learn about the graphic design world. I would love if you stick around. But if you want to connect even more, I always have a link down below to join my Patreon, and all of my YouTube subscribers get 15% off. So if you go into the description, you will see that coupon code, and I would love to connect with you more. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.